Alright, hello all, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So we'll be continuing on with 55% Link Level 1 Super Saiyan 2 Gohan here. Now, of course, I do have a dupe. I haven't put it in yet. I haven't done the links at all. I do want to test him out at 55% a lot, and I've so far I've done like Goku Frieza in the Saiyan Saga Vegeta story fight. I've been having a lot of fun with him. I've done several uh, attempts against those stages, right? Just sort of moving through a bunch of the different sort of content here, see how he does, and I've been having a lot of fun with him. He's really good, I think. I mean, for 55%, he seems to be a pretty competent release, especially because I'm doing a lot of damage on a 55% character. And I think he is fairly tanky as well. I don't think he's like the way I would describe this unit is I don't think he's like the best at anything. I don't think he's the best damage dealer. I don't think he's the best defensive unit, right? But what I would say is I think he's extremely competent at like everything. To me, he feels like a release where it's like you throw him on the team, he's going to be like the third or fourth best at offense and defense. He's just meant to be like an all arounder sort of piece to really put your team together. Uh, and I mean he's capable in every slot. Now, of course, he's best in slot 2 or 3, but there are scenarios where you can put him in slot 1, and I do find that pretty valuable. But that being said, I feel like I was originally going to do like the Namek fight. But that being said, well, for Goku's story. That being said, though, I do think maybe it might be wiser to just take a look at him in here. Those fights can be difficult. Keyword being can. Uh, but they're more of just like playgrounds. I figure this is a fight that's actually pretty difficult. Now it is shorter, and for Gohan, I mean, with this sort of super ability, I mean he's gonna be doing 3 supers, maybe 4, maybe 5 turn because he is physical. He has the 5 additional at 55%. I don't know. I really like him. We'll see how he does here. If I were to change anything about this character, maybe like -1 of his enemy sort of things, right? Instead of like being able to get up to 5 additionals with a medium chance to become a super, I would have much preferred if like take 1 or even 2 of those off, give him in his baseline an additional that's like a high chance of becoming a super. Even that I think would be pretty good for him. I feel it does suck that he loses all of them.
The plants and animals that I love. Please protect them. I'm counting on you.
You're gonna pay for everything you've done!
Such a good intro. I really would have preferred if they, somehow got the, 16 you love life whole sort of bit in there. I feel it slipping, like inner monologue moment. I rewatched that scene like so many times, like once a month, once every other month. It's just like top 5 Dragon Ball moment for me. It's so peak. Okay, so 234,000 started turn. Now we do have prepared for battle with Goku here. He also does Gohan is on Earth protecting hero, so we do have 40% defense buff from him. Okay. I guess we can just go like this. This Vegeta can be a bit of a trouble, but I do think we should be fine with this sort of rotation. Now, I have had my fair share of problems, I'll call it, with AGL UI recently. Hopefully, we don't see any of those here, but I guess, we're about to find out. Now, I do like this event, by the way, being just like very reminiscent in the way it's styled. I mean, you can use 4 items. I mean, obviously I'm doing no items here, but it's very reminiscent of like an old SBR stage. Now, of course, I mean the SBR stages, right? They don't have several phases. Oh, okay. So we did not get the additional be a super 73k. Yeah. I mean we're fine. Still, it's a bit of damage. He can be troublesome. But Gohan, you know, lowering defense now in most fights that's not going to really matter. But something like here, it could actually be pretty helpful. So, I do like that they're actually making content that it actually, like, these status effects that we have are actually helpful, right? Because I mean, you have like greatly lower attack or greatly lower, you know, defense, you know, stun, seal, like all this sort of stuff. And 99% of the time, it's pretty useless. I would say starting from like 9th anniversary, I feel like they've done a pretty good job of trying to implement it more. But like these fights specifically, you know, they just really accomplished that. Now, I believe all of the first phases here, they are immune to sealing, but they're not immune to stunning. But the second phase is immune to stun and seal. But I think you can, I'm pretty sure in all of them, you can still attack and defense lower. Okay, huge. We one-turned Vegeta here. Good shit, okay. Yeah, this is a really tough fight. So, I mean, it took me several clears to beat this originally.
Guess it's my turn.
Okay, I guess we'll just do this. I don't obviously know where the super's gonna be right now. I mean, we could take advantage of Goku, I think. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. I've been using, like, Super Saiyan Goku a lot with this team. I've been having a lot of fun with him. Now, I am really curious, with, oh, that's Beast Buddy, you're not doing shit. Well, you might do something. 312,000. Maybe I'll switch this here. Although, to be fair, my Beast says 55%. You know, once, well, I guess I should say if I manage to get some dupes. I am still summoning on, you know, Gogeta's banner. I don't have him yet. I'm going to have him by the end of anniversary, no matter what happens. I will have enough to reach pity. Now, I really would like to pull him. That way I can just, like, pity Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Because I do have Vegeta, right? I do have Vegito. Obviously I have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but that's all I have currently. Go Frieza was one of my most anticipated, like, units, like top 3 or something. I really, really wanted them. When the original release came out, I did not pull them. In fact, I did not pull them until like a year after their EZA aged out. I think I pulled them during like the 7th year or something. Maybe the 8th year. I don't know. Relatively speaking, I got them quote unquote recently, right? I mean, at least quote unquote recently to me. I mean, I've been playing the game for 7 fucking years. But it's just, it's really unfortunate that I wait so long for a character to get represented again. And then, I mean, if you enjoy the unit, I'm happy for you, right? I'm not here to like stomp on your, you know, your parade or anything. At the end of the day, if you enjoy a unit, that's all that really matters. You know, it's a game, it's meant for fun, right? But what I would say is, for me, I mean, that's like a top 5 overall in all of Dragon Ball. Top 5 moment for me. That's another one of those scenes that I rewatch. And it just, cutting 17 out of the animations, and all of the animations being from a filler fucking pre-Tournament of Power episode, just to force the fucking Rivals theme, it feels kind of ridiculous. And, like, it sounds crazy, but I honestly am starting to believe the theory that they just fucking hate Namek. They just fucking hate it. I don't know who it is, but someone on that dev team hates, with a burning passion, Namek. Like, every fucking Namek release has issues. Like, how does that happen? Like, maybe, like, 1 or 2? Oh, that's not good. like 2 releases, you know, have issues. It's like, even though we barely get it, it's like, okay, well, you know, it is what it is. But like, when every single release somehow related to Namek has fucking problems, it, you know, you start to question. It's like, is something else going on here? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I don't know. Because the Goku active, it does have this sort of Namek in it. So it feels weird. Oh, hey, we got the hidden potential. That's pretty good. So see, like, he's doing really good damage. If the super were to hit him there, I think we would live as well. I mean, he gets just so much defense. I mean, we're fully built up there. Of course, it's a double Goku rotation, but I mean, we were starting off nearly 400k start a turn. You know, getting all this defense on super, the 158% on receiving attack, and the way it's worded, it's really good. Because if it's when receiving, it's before the damage actually affects you. If it's what's the wording they typically use? After being hit by an attack or something? I forget exactly, but when it says receiving, it activates before the attack hits you. If it doesn't like say receiving, I mean it activates post, so it can be a little unfortunate in that regards. Okay, I mean we're kind of low on HP, but we do have UI Goku, so even though he doesn't like the dodge, we should still be chilling. Yeah, I'll take advantage of Namek Goku here. Grab the heals. It's just like, I mean, think about it. How many Namek releases have we gotten recently? That's decent damage. We had the obviously Vegeta, Dokkan Fest Vegeta. I think he was. I haven't tested him recently, right? I think he'd be pretty bad in this style of content, but in the like red zone stages, I think he'd be pretty competent. With Vegeta, you know, I think he was overhated on release, but oh god. Well, at least we have the revive. Jesus Christ, Beast, you're getting walloped.
This fight's not over yet. Vegeta, 17. And all the others gave everything they had so I could keep going. If I quit now, I'll betray that trust. And I refuse to let all of them down.
Okay, so like we had Dokkan Fest Vegeta. I think he was overhated, but certainly his design was ass. Koi, ass banner unit. The nail sub EZA was really good. A lot of people really like sub EZA Super Saiyan Goku. I wasn't really that big of a fan, but you know he certainly has his uses. Then we have the Gohan and Piccolo, right? That LR. Ooh, wait, let me go over here to get the full feed. They're good conditionally, but they were really weirdly designed, right? Then we have, I really like Namek Goku and Full Power Frieza, but I mean there's a lot of even now I'd say a lot of like debate within the community about them. So I mean it's just like everything that we've gotten related to Namek after like it not being appearing forever, and it's always just they always somehow mess it up. I don't understand. I really like Namek. You know, Namek is the early sort of Z stuff is really dope to me. It's just something about like the art style or whatever. It can't like you know, Namek Vegeta's intro. I really like that whole like effect it has when he's like powering up. He's talking about like power levels or whatever. Like I don't know. It's just something about old Dragon Ball that I say old, but I mean you get what I mean. I just really enjoy it. Now I obviously like all the I like the modern stuff too, but it just really I really like those older sagas. But yeah, long point short, it's just them having that single bit of Namek animation feels like that's what destined them for being fucking just abused by whoever, someone on the fucking it's like the animator's like, oh yeah, let's get this Namek scene in here for the other actors, and then someone on the like kit balance team is like, oh, Namek, huh? And just like absolutely erodes the unit. Like I don't understand. I will never. Even if they're really good, like in this sort of fight, the battle hardened, formidable foe content. Well, I mean, let's go down that route. Let's say they are pretty actually good in here. You know, freeze with the stun or whatever. It's like, okay, well, I mean, every other character is pretty good in here too. So it doesn't really mean too much. They could, right? Like they could be good and both types of content, not just one. So it just feels like a bit of a cope point to me, but I don't know. That's just a very disappointing unit for me. I should really stop talking about this now. This is Gohan's. I don't want them to steal the show with Gohan. I was just sort of explaining my strategy and everything. And all right, here, let's use Beast Active.
Is that all you've got?
Okay. We should be pretty good here. I mean, these fights, it's pretty interesting because it's like they're short but they're long, right? Each individual fight isn't too long in and of itself. I mean, they're what, like 4, 5, 6 turn fights, but there's 4 of them. So I mean, that's definitely pretty interesting to have that sort of style. It feels pretty nice. I do wonder if, you know, down the road, right, they're gonna continue updating this event, or if it's just gonna be like dead post anniversary. It'd be interesting to see. You know, if I mean, they really could make it like SBR style. You know, they could just, because at the end of the day, if you are sort of quote unquote like in the know or whatever, the SBR stages, like we're getting really low on what we can actually add. There's only another like 10 or so categories that aren't represented as SBR stages. They used to spam them, so I mean they had stages for a long time. But I mean recently we've gotten maybe like 3 categories a year or something. So we are getting pretty low, honestly, on the category. So I do wonder if they're going to try and maybe make this the new sort of SBR event going forward. Because, you know, SBR is going to run out. And then Extreme Super Battle Road can, you know, keep going as well, obviously. But maybe they'll just, like, update this during, like, big celebrations. Who knows? I'm really curious for the future for this event, because it certainly is a lot of fun. And you know, it is, I do like longer content, you know, I do like stacking units, but it is good to have different style content.
This energy, could it be Vegeta? Yes! I knew it was you! Kakarot!
Okay. Now... Oh, wait, what? Oh, so he... Oh, okay. I for a second I thought the attack was up, but no, it's not up yet. But what should I do here? I feel like this is one of those times where, like, Gohan can slot one, but I don't know if, like, right here, I feel confident doing it. I'm gonna rely on UI here, I think. Let's hope this doesn't go bad. Maybe I should have grabbed those physical. I might have messed up the orbs here. Unfortunate. UI, okay, thank you. Dodge. Keep those dodges coming, bro. Come on, please. With UI, he's always been a pretty reliable unit for me, but I don't know how much I can trust him in recent times. Even if he dodges the super, you know, the normal will still fucking kill him. I do wonder what, like, I mean, obviously we're years off from this, but, like, what would a super easy A for UI Goku look like? I mean, I don't understand how they can, like, imagining the power creep of a time like that. Like, how do they go about that? Right? Like, he's a character that has 100% dodge his first turn, 18.5. And then he also, you know, has the 77% that built up with 7% per dodge every other turn. It's like it's so crazy. And you know, Gohan's so much fun, right? Just throwing out an 18.5 there, like he is only 55% link level 1. Like, and then you get to like using his active and stuff. Like, he's just so explosive. Such a really good release. I have nothing but fun with him. I genuinely could not wait to work on link leveling him, and yeah, putting the dupe in. I'm not sure what I want to do for my build quite yet, to be honest. So, like, for Gohan, I think he's a character. Now, I'm someone who really likes to put raw stats in my characters. That just most characters, I'm like, oh yeah, they'd be really good with raw stats. Even if it's like a minor buff, it's just like, I don't know. I really like putting them on my characters. But Gohan specifically, I mean, he's getting like defense from like, you know, phase 1, right? Like start a turn, you know, on the super attack effect. He's getting it with this sort of build up, as well as the super, which those are like the same phase, right? I mean, he can get like up to 10% from his links, right? He's got quite a few sources that are pretty consistent for getting defense. So he is a character, one of those characters that really does benefit from just getting the raw stats. I mean, the same really does apply to his tech too, though. I think I might want to, like, if I had another dupe for him, I guess we'll see what the anniversary equips are, right, for him are like, right? But if I had, like, the gold slot, if I was able to knock that, I feel like I'd maybe throw, like, a crit attack on him. And then maybe the rest try to go, like, defensive, but I'm not entirely sure. 210,000. So, I mean, yeah, he doesn't have the... This is what, like, our first rotation, not seeing the Goku support. He's still, like, really good. 210k start a turn doesn't sound that good. But he builds up 80%, right? So, I mean, we're practically getting up to, like, 400k start a turn. A little lower, but, you know, overall, at just 55%, link level 1. But then, you know, he also gets this, one button, the 158% when receiving an attack. It really is such a crazy buff. I mean, especially with, you know, with him supering and stuff. He is, you know, over a million some odd defense, even at 55%. Now at Rainbow, I mean, you're getting over like 2 mil some odd with guard, 20% damage reduction. Like, he's just such a fun release, such a good release. I really enjoy him. Okay, hopefully I get all these. Okay, there we go.
Gonna go all out.
I don't... Can we? We might kill Cell here. But for Gohan, like, I feel like what I might do, just for like 69%, right, the one dupe, I feel like I might throw like 3 crit, 3 dodge, and then do the rest for additional. At a certain point, I don't think he really needs any more additional. Although I don't know, right? See, the thing is, what was that, 16.8? With Gohan, it's like, it's so hard to really say like 100%. Oh, hold on. Computer. He's a character that would probably really benefit, honestly, from having a big crit build early on, which is why I said, like, even though he gets up to guaranteed crit, that's why I was like, you know, maybe I'll throw some crit on him, I think. Because even though he does get it guaranteed later on, you know, he is throwing out 50 million supers early with no chance to crit. I don't feel the need to, like, full on, you know, build crit, but certainly giving him the chance to crit on some of those early supers, you know, just throwing out so many of them could be pretty beneficial to work on. So I think I might do that. But, like, he also does build up to the guaranteed crit, and then he loses. he loses his all of his additionals when he gets the guaranteed crit. So it's like, then I also really want additional on him. So he's an interesting character to say the least. I think I'll just keep him like that. Beast is like such a winner from this anniversary. 509,000 start a turn. You know, with the guard and the 60% damage reduction. He's such a good character. And mine's 55%, right? I mean, I do have him link level 10, but he's 55%. Such a good release. I mean, I did only get him late with the end of the year Black Friday banners. I did coin him. I don't regret it. I have not pulled him yet. I mean, even if I do end up pulling him at the end of the day, as long as I don't end up pulling enough to... Like, even if I pull enough to rainbow him, I still think it was worth it to get him when I did. Now, certainly if I, end up pulling 5 copies, right? And then it's like, okay, well, I have an extra one, so maybe that's unfortunate. But, I've been just... He's too good. He's too fun. And he's just so good, like, for, like, the Vegito team. Getting the 80% support from the Gokus, having all the family and stuff. It's just, it works out so good. 342,000. We do have defensive buff by 30% from Vegito. I think I'm going to take advantage of the active skill here, real quick.
I ain't no hero of justice or anything else like that. Anyone who tries to hurt my friends, it's gonna pay!
Okay, nearly like a health bar there. Pretty good. I guess I'm fine with this. Now, how many attacks did we get the turn before with Gohan? It was... did we get the hidden potential? We might have. I think we did. I was kind of yapping away. I know it was a normal if we did. But, he's pretty built up. Nearly 350k defense. Dodging Goku. Okay. He should be pretty good at this point. I did recently actually switch 6 points of additional on my Goku's build to 6 points of dodge. I've been really unlucky with him recently. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. He just... And typically I'd go from like... I do a lot of sort of clears and stuff. Typically I'd go from like him missing like a dodge or two every few days to like a dodge or 2 every day. Or 3 dodges or something, miss a day or something. Which still isn't a lot, to be fair, but it does sound kind of weird. Kind of crazy. It's like, did they shadow nerf him in my box? What's going on here? Okay. 13.3. And he's really good here because he's lowering... Because once again, lowering the defense. In most sort of fights, it's not really that helpful, but like here, it certainly is. Interesting, okay. So we got him like to a half a health bar. His attack is lowered. So it gets lowered from receiving... He gets it lowered from receiving attacks. And he does raise his defense, but I mean with Gohan, obviously we lower his defense there, so pretty good. Okay, we should be able to kill Cell here. Now the only thing with this sort of... Ooh. I haven't seen Vegito yet. Then we're gonna kill him this turn anyway. Fuck it, let's see Vegito.
Vegeta, put this on your right ear, please! Vegeta!
Give it to me now! This is what I'm supposed to do, right?
Yep, thanks, Vegeta. This is Super Vegito!
Okay, super there. Well, I'm so sorry to Cell, because you're not gonna be able to do nothing.
Witness the power of the Patara!
Okay. Now the thing with Gohan. Ooh, wait, I could. Hold on. I want to see all the special animations I can. Let's pop this too. Fuck it.
It's over. Never hurt anyone ever again.
I still really hate how they had it say "you moron" instead of "you fool" all these years later. I don't understand that decision, but it is what it is. But with like Gohan, the only thing with him in this sort of content, that's what I mean. Like he's extremely competent, like everywhere. I don't know if he's like the best at any one thing, but he's a really good like third or fourth option everywhere that he does fit. And realistically speaking, he's not that restricted either, right? He does have full power Android/Cell Saga for his intro condition, but I mean, you know, you're fulfilling that with quite a few characters, obviously. So it's not really that big of a condition, I don't think. But with Gohan, you're not really going to get the biggest chance to take advantage of his sort of active and the shorter content, excuse me, which is unfortunate, but still he's pretty good, so it is what it is. What do I do here? Well, I have this gnawing feeling if I keep him in slot 1, I'm gonna die. I do have UI's revive up though, so I mean if I do, it's not the biggest deal. I'm just gonna do this. Now, once again, I do think he can slot 1, but it's more like he can once he's built up. And it's not even like you should slot 1 him. It's like if you have like no one else on the rotation, right? That's meant as a slot 1. He can cover it for you. Not saying that you know, like you shouldn't rely on him as a slot 1. I don't think, from what I've experienced. Because a lot of the bosses, I mean, as we saw, there, do like to super, you know, before you get a chance to attack him. He does get, especially once he's built up, which is what I'm talking about, you know, him being really good defensively. You know, once you get him built up, you know, he gets so much defense from his super attacks effect that, like, if they attack before, you know, he gets a chance to. Obviously, it's not going to be too good. I mean, he does get that 158% defensive buff when receiving an attack, which is pretty good, especially in conjunction with the guard and 20% damage reduction. But, you know, I don't think it's necessarily enough. Now, I don't have my own Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and I don't have, like, you know, Go Frieza. Well, actually, Super Saiyan 4 Goku would be on this team, wouldn't he? Yeah. Oh, if I get my own Super Saiyan 4 Goku, oh, it's gonna be so fun. Because he does buff power beyond Super Saiyan or Giant 8 power. So, you know, if he's buffing power beyond Super Saiyan, obviously that's Gohan buff. 70% defense and 10% damage reduction. Oh, that's gonna be such a huge buff for Gohan. Oh, I really hope I pull Gogeta, that way I can pity coin Goku, because I really want Goku, but just, you know, obviously Gogeta is my main priority. We'll do this. I mean, we're moving through here pretty smoothly so far. We do fight against Kid Buu in here too, but you know that I'm not really concerned about that. I don't know. Gohan's just like, he's so good. Like, I mean, when we have like Vegito out, or you know, like even like Goku does more damage than him. You know, his first couple appearances, especially, you know, 90% damage reduction. Goku's more defensive than him. But I'd say besides Goku, you know, or like Vegito, I mean, he's been consistently. I mean, Beast is tankier, right? But consistently overall, he is doing, like, because he does do a lot more damage than Beast, right? I mean, mine are both 55%, but my beast is also like linked to level 10, where my Gohan has nothing. So I mean, there's also that to consider. I don't know, like I feel like he's currently like doing like the maybe second best offensively on the team here. Defensively, maybe like third or fourth. Like obviously Beast, UI, Goku in front of him, so maybe like fourth. But just overall, I mean, you say like second best offensively, like fourth best defensively, and just like third best on the team overall. Like that's what I'm sort of saying. Like I don't, he's not going to be the best when you're running him, but he is going to be very, very competent at like everything, and I do find that pretty valuable. I mean, the next closest example of a character, here, well, I'll probably save it actually. The next closest example I think of a character that's like really good, both offensively and defensively, you could really sort of, he's more of like an early on defensive unit, but like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? I mean, he's very, very dominant defensively early on. First couple turns or so, and he can be pretty good offensively too. Comparatively to some of the other crazy units we've gotten, of course, not really, but he's pretty competent at wherever you put him, as long as he has his condition fulfilled, which is still a really shitty decision. I hate when Dokkan Fests, are designed like that. It just, it grinds my gears. I mean, that's my big problem with Int Broly. Like, he's really strong, I don't deny that. And I don't have my own, to be fair. But, like, his design, I mean, I don't need to have my own to see his design as dog shit. Why is he the Dokkan Fest? If he was the Carnival, I'd have no issue with him whatsoever. Why is he the Dokkan Fest that needs full uncontrollable power, right? But Tech Broly isn't restricted at all, and he only leads one team. It's very, very silly. I don't understand the thought process. But he's still really good, right? Or like Rose. Like Rose would actually be usable to this day if he didn't fucking rely on fucking super bosses for all of his like stuff. Like it just, when they put these restrictions on characters, they just doom them, because super bosses obviously got aged out, so you can't use Rose, even though he'd still probably be at least decently competent. Let me use Beast Active here. So like you can't use him even though he'd be decently competent, right? You can't use well, I mean currently you can use it, right? But there's gonna come a scenario, a time. I guess I haven't really seen too much how he performs in like current content. But I mean, especially at least in the battle hard formidable fights, he's probably still pretty good. But if these, red zone fights go on for like 15 turns or some shit by the end, I mean that like, or if uncontrollable power starts to get aged out, like I mean he's just done. Now I don't think that should really be an issue, right? Because we obviously got new releases for it recently, even with like Super Saiyan 4 Goku or something. But there is going to come a time when the category starts to fall off, and he's going to immediately fall off. Even if he himself is still viable, like he is still good. Like let's say he is, Tanabata comes around. Int Broly is still powerful enough to tank with that sort of domain. But just besides like Tech Broly or something, like the rest of uncontrollable power doesn't really hold up too well. I mean, like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but overall, like say, like you can't run like Super ETA Broly anymore or something, or Bio Broly. Like those characters, they like age out. Those are just some examples. I mean, you can obviously run like Buu units like Buhan or Kid Buu. I don't see them getting aged out anytime soon, to be fair, but it just, I really hate when you limit a character like that, and that's another reason why I really like Gohan. Like, he's not limited. I mean, well, full power or Android Cell Socket intro. Even then, like that's just for all the supers, and he does lose all of those in his first couple of turns. You can still run him without those. I don't know if I'd advise it, right? Because he does need to build up with 8 attacks total. But it's a pretty easy condition to fulfill, so it's not like, you know, just like Majin Buu Saga, like for Goku, or Uncontrollable Power, right? For Broly. At least his does cover 2 categories. 411,000. He's just so good, 55%. I mean, we're getting 30% buff from Vegito, but still. Ooh, we can use the active. Let's do it.
One last time. Show me the power we made together.
Right. Nay. Ha. Nay.
Now's your chance!
That's my goat right there. 544. He does get the 158% defensive buff as well when receiving an attack. So, I mean, he'd be, I don't know, like, what, 1.2, 1.3 mil, some odd defense. And that's, I mean, we're not considering the actual super attack effect. So, I mean, he gets the when attacking sort of buff. But he doesn't have the actual super attack effect up. He's just really good. I have a lot of fun with him. We should kill here. I don't see why we wouldn't. I guess he does have his heal. But Gohan gets a 58% attack for 1 turn. You know, and between UI Goku and Vegito, I mean, Gohan's going to be dropping like a 32 mil or something. Right? And that's, I mean, with Vegito after, at the very least, like, Kid Buu took that much damage from just UI Goku. Gohan at 55% is going to do more. Yeah, even with type disadvantage. 48 mil. That's a 48 mil super from a 55% link level 1 character. Is he good? Oh shit, we took. Goddamn, we're taking some damage from normals. Yo, Gohan! Yo, chill! Goddamn. I guess Kid Buu has supered. I don't know how much damage he does. God, those normals must hit like a bitch, huh? He does build up with every attack received also, to be fair. Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, well, there we go. I mean, that was a decent look, I feel like, overall. Throughout the entire content here. I feel like he did pretty damn good throughout all of this. I'm pretty happy with him. But yeah, I think, I don't know, should I... Is this like a good enough through these 3 sort of videos showing of him? I do think maybe it is. Well, we took some damage from Kid Buu there. I could look this up. See, I don't know though, because I'm not sure how many times we could hit Kid Buu. He was probably pretty roughly fully built up though. I mean, it takes... How many attacks does it take? It's not too many, relatively speaking. Interesting. But I mean, certainly, you know, with a dupe there, and, you know, like Wrinkle 10, he's double digits. But, I mean, still, I think that speaks more to the boss than it does Gohan. Because, you know, we've been having him just absolutely do a pretty damn good job through all the content. And, you know, with guard, 20% damage reduction. When receiving that, like, he was 550k start a turn there, post doing the active skill. Now, between his super attack effect and the when receiving, he was genuinely, I don't know exactly, but like roughly speaking, like maybe like 1.3 mil defense. 1.3 mil defense with guard, so that cuts down 50%, you know, with a 20% damage action. And goddamn, was Kid Buu doing like a 3 mil normal or something there? It had to have been close. So I don't know if that's really like a way to dunk on Gohan. That's just like Kid Buu does a lot of damage. But yeah, there we go. I'm pretty happy with him at 55%. I do think I'm gonna get around to trying him at. I think I'm happy enough throwing a dupe in him now. Getting the link leveling him. So I guess I'm gonna start doing that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm really curious to see what Gohan's gonna be looking like at, with a dupe in him. But yeah, one here. Take care.